Our channel features stories from real life. Subscribe so you don't miss out.
At first glance, Tom and Evelyn Miller lived the kind of life people dream of. He was an architect from Seattle, calm, methodical, with an eye for detail. She was a real estate agent, beautiful, charming, with a mysterious gleam in her eyes. They had been married for 8 years, lived in a spacious house by Lake Washington, hosted weekend barbecues for friends, traveled to Italy, and raised a golden retriever named Spot. They were the picture-perfect couple. People envied their harmony, though no one knew the subtle tension hidden beneath the surface. Tom worked a lot. His latest project, a line of sustainable residential complexes, required travel, meetings, and sleepless nights. Evelyn was left alone more and more. She never complained, but a quiet sorrow had settled in her gaze. She missed attention, emotions, and warmth. Tom, like many men, didn't notice the warning signs. He loved her in his own way, silently, reliably, rationally. He believed that providing for the family was the ultimate form of love. Everything changed in the spring when a new colleague joined Evelyn's agency, Josh Harris. Tall, charismatic, with a movie star smile and an effortless, confident charm. He was different, lively, funny, unpredictable. He told travel stories, knew the best cocktail bars in town, and looked at Evelyn like he could read her soul. At first it was innocent, shared showings, morning coffees, meaningless conversations. But slowly Evelyn found herself waiting for those moments, comparing, longing. When Tom came home late, she barely reacted anymore. Then came that night. It was raining. They had stayed late at the office. Josh brought a bottle of wine. The conversation turned too personal. A glance, a touch, a long silence. The next morning, Evelyn stared into the mirror for a long time. She didn't feel guilt, only surprise at how easy it had been. Tom began noticing changes. Evelyn stayed late at work more often, spent more time on her phone, and showed less interest in his projects. Their bedroom had gone cold, emotionally and physically. But Tom didn't panic. He was a man of logic. No drama, just observation. First, he installed a discreet app on her phone. Then he checked her call logs and GPS history. Everything matched. Meetings, cafes, even a hotel on the outskirts of the city. He didn't want to believe it. He held on to the hope it was a coincidence. But everything shattered one Friday evening when he found her blazer in the car. In the pocket, a dinner receipt for 2 at a fine restaurant, on the day she claimed she was with a friend. Tom didn't confront her. He went to his study and stayed up until 3 a.m., scrolling through messages, photos, and locations. Each new clue felt like another nail, not in his heart, but in his pride. The next morning, he told Evelyn he was leaving for a week. A business trip, he said. She barely asked where. Just nodded and went to the bathroom. In that moment, Tom realized it was truly over. But divorce wasn't his style. He wanted something different. He wanted to show her what pain felt like, not through anger, but through precision. He started with Josh. Tom hired a private investigator to dig into his wife's lover, and what he found was gold. Josh wasn't just a flirt. He had a shady past. Lawsuits for fraud, a fake client deal, and years in Los Angeles working for a questionable real estate firm. Nothing criminal, but enough to bury a reputation. Then Tom made his move. Using a fake name, he rented an office, created business cards, and launched social media profiles. He built a fake luxury real estate firm and made Josh an irresistible offer. A partner-level position, big salary, fast track to fame. Josh, desperate for a breakthrough, took the bait. For 3 weeks, it was like a movie. Meetings, contracts, project plans. Josh was elated. Tom, wearing a wig and glasses, became Mr. Anderson, a mysterious investor from Texas. Everything went perfectly. Meanwhile, Evelyn, unaware of the trap, continued her affair. She seemed happier than ever, as if she'd found her second youth. Until one day, she walked into the fake firm's office and saw her husband standing there, dressed as Mr. Anderson. Tom looked at her with a stare as cold as ice. He slowly removed the wig and glasses and walked out without saying a word. From that day forward, everything fell apart. Josh vanished after the confrontation. He realized he had been used. The next day, multiple complaints were filed under his name, all carefully prepared by Tom. Allegations of fraud, shady contracts, and reputational ruin. Evelyn tried to explain, to apologize, but Tom didn't listen. He was calm, almost kind. He didn't yell, didn't accuse. He simply said, "You made your choice. Now I'm making mine." He didn't file for divorce. He didn't throw her out. He did something worse. He erased her meaning in his life. He stopped speaking to her, ate separately, cleaned separately, slept on the opposite side of the house. He became a ghost, and she, a prisoner in her own home. And it was unbearable. Within a month, Evelyn left on her own, to another city, another life, without Josh, without Tom, without love, just an echo of betrayal and the deep, gut-wrenching knowledge that she had destroyed a man who never raised his voice, only a mirror. Tom sold the house, quit his firm, and moved to a quiet coastal town. There he opened a small art gallery. His paintings were full of fog, glass, and broken lines, but they also had flowers and bridges. Revenge for him wasn't rage. It was a symphony, slow, painful, but justified.